Hi. Well, you asked me to send you a video of what I've been doing on the railroad, so I'm going to take this rainy day opportunity to film a few of the projects that I've been working on down here in the last year. I haven't actually done any major changes to the track plan or anything of the layout, so if you want to see what that is like, you can refer to my YouTube video that I made last July, 2012 that is, for the layout of the uh, whole model railroad. But I thought I'd take today to concentrate on a few of the smaller projects that I've been working on in various places on the railroad. One is an area of scenery around a coal mine over in this corner behind me. Another is working on laying track and some buildings for an industrial area. There's a little bit of change in the area of Central City, or Center City, excuse me. And I've also worked to make a couple of amateur track cleaning cars, which I'll show you what I've done on that. So the first thing I guess I'll show you is this scenery area that I've worked on over in the corner. This scenery area that I worked on, well, let me back up. I got tired of messing with foam and laying track and stuff like that and decided I wanted to do some actual scenery and see how that worked out on my layout. So I took some time this year to work on one particular little scene. It's not totally finished, but part of it is. It is the area around one of my coal mines, and this is coming up the branch line to what I call mine number one. The area of the mine is right here in the picture now where the coal cars are. I need to do some more work to make the rock a little more darker and with some streaks of coal in it and so on. But I wanted to do a mountainside with some rock and stuff like that, so this was my attempt at that. Continuing on, by the way, I took the coal mine out temporarily. A friend of mine is actually building the structure for me, so it's not here right now. But it goes on down to a place where a runaround can be and a small tool shed there on the end. So to focus in a little bit. This is my little corner scene of the coal mine. I like the way the rock came out, but I think that it needs a little more dirt and grime in it since it's a coal mine area. I used Woodland Scenics foam, colored foam, I forget what it's called, to do the mountain rather than using other types of things to make my trees, because in N scale the trees are smaller than in HO scale. Here are a few of what we call puffball trees right in this area here. Those are also much smaller than the ones that are made for HO scale railroads, but they worked out fairly well, and I matched them into the colored foam to give the impression of distance. But anyway, that's what I've been doing on the scenery part. Here's another project that I've been working on. This is a part of a peninsula that is at the bottom of the stairs right as you come into the train room, and it's been laying fallow for several years now, and I wanted to actually have something for people to look at when they came in, and also wanted to have an interesting operating area for people who come over to play with the trains. So I have developed a kind of a switching and industrial area here with several different industries, and the idea is that a train comes in either from this way or from out of this tunnel and pulls up here. By the way, there's a station going to be in this area. So the train pulls up here and proceeds to change boxcars and tank cars and whatever in this industrial area here in the city. There's also a small commercial area and buildings, flat buildings, in the background. It's been an interesting journey trying to develop this thing so that it works. I've thought about it for quite a while. I actually had some friends over on a previous version of this, and didn't really like exactly what happened at that little operating session. So made some other changes. I just yesterday ran a train over here and did some switching, and I think with a few minor changes it's going to work out pretty good for me. So I think I'm going to get ready and actually glue this down and actually have it as a permanent part of the layout. And then I think my next project will be to actually develop this scenically as an urban industrial area with buildings in the background, commercial area, and so on, so that when you come into the layout, you'll actually see something, and people will have something to do when they come over to play with trains. I wanted to give you a little more detail of this industrial area, this switching area. In the foreground is a oil distributorship, and right behind that is a Brock's Candy Factory. On the other side of the track is a beer distributor warehouse. A small warehouse here on the near track, and another warehouse, which I haven't decided what it's going to be a warehouse for. This is a fruit distributorship warehouse for the city. You can see the background contains some kind of deteriorating industrial area, what I call flat buildings. Here's a small commercial area, another little industrial building there. This side of the industrial area, there's a let's see, this is a tire warehouse, or general warehouse. This is a grocery distributorship, so there'll be cars with food, ice, things like that coming into this area. I'm not sure what's going to go here, but some industrial area, and perhaps a furniture warehouse or something right here. But that is generally what this area is going to be. And then there'll of course be a passenger station here in the middle of this area of the peninsula. So I'm hoping that when I get the flat buildings finished and the nearby hills, which are now blue or green behind them, when I get them all finished up, put some roads in, this will actually be, I think, a fairly interesting area of the layout. This is Center City, which is currently kind of semi-developed as a scenic area of the layout. It is a smaller peninsula that sticks out into the room near the bottom of the stairs. My friend John Dow just loves making structures for me, so I've been keeping him busy. One of the things he has done is to make this office building here, which we have decided ultimately will become the corporate headquarters for the Maryland and Southern Railroad. I need to put a logo on the building at some point. John also took and kind of kit bashed this structure, which we've turned into a paper products warehouse. I'm not sure if you can see, but that says Stefco in honor of Steph, my wife. We also found out later on that Stefco actually manufactures toilet paper. Right next to it, that is, by the way, the name of a real company. Right next to it is a metal recycling place that John developed for me, and they'll be busy loading junk into gondolas for shipment to the rest of the world. Over here in downtown is the A1 Hotel, another structure that John made. He got the letters for this from basically from A1 Steak Sauce, but did a nice job of building me a hotel for downtown. You'll notice this big empty area right here. John is currently working on another high-rise building. It'll be a combination of of commercial and office space. It'll be about the same height as the office building next to it, perhaps a little bigger actually. But that's what John is working on right now. John also did several of the buildings over in the industrial area that I just filmed. The grocery distributorship, the fruit warehouse, beer warehouse, Brock's Candy. He's been really quite busy and having a lot of fun building buildings for my layout. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this. I'm starting to have cataract problems, but I have done some more decal work on the layout. This is a little switching locomotive. I believe Bachmann makes it. It came in yellow, and I painted the cab portion in Maryland and Southern green and decaled it so that it now can do some work moving cars around in my staging yard. So that came out as a nice project. Enjoyed working on that. The other thing I did was decal this, see if I can focus it, this Doodlebug, which I'm going to use at least temporarily for local passenger service on the layout, and decal this for Maryland and Southern. And it looks pretty nice running around the layout. One of the things absolutely necessary on pretty much any layout is some kind of track cleaning car. This is a track cleaning car that I bought from Aztec, or actually my wife bought it for me for a Christmas present many years ago. And it works very effectively to keep the track polished up and everything running pretty good. I decided I needed some more. I wanted to make one or two track cleaning trains to run around the layout before I have an operating session or anybody over. So I actually ended up buying another one of these cars, which is right over here. And it is disguised as a boxcar, but if you look carefully you can see that it has a roller underneath it, which has an abrasive element to it, and that polishes the cars as the train runs around the track. A friend of mine and I decided that maybe it would be fun to make our own. He had seen cars made to clean and polish track in HO scale, and we thought we would try it in N scale. So here is a car. It was an old stock car that I took and made it into a track cleaning car, and here is right next to it is a box car that I did the same thing for. I have another one over here, so I'm going to show you now what it is that we actually did, because looking at it right here you can't really tell that that's a track cleaning car. But if you'll follow me over here, I have an example. Here's another one that I made. And what we have done is take and add a piece of masonite to the bottom of this car. And as you can see there, it floats. It floats freely. See if I can move it up and down. You can see it floats freely on the track using, I glued a couple of screws to it. Where is it here? Sorry. Glued a couple of screws to it, and it goes through holes in the bottom of the boxcar, and it just floats along as you run this car around the track. So there you have it. That's pretty much the projects that I've been working on down here in the basement over the last year. It has been going fairly slow. I've been busy on other things and travel and things like that, so I haven't done as much as I'd like down here. But it's coming along, and I'm still having fun with it. I've had a couple of people over to run trains around the layout, and things seem to be going along pretty good. People having fun and keeping occupied. So I'm continuing on with this project. It's a lot of fun.